Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed to take decisive action against Yemen's Houthis following a missile strike on Tel Aviv. Netanyahu warned that Israel would target what he described the last remaining arm of Iran's axis of evil. Israel military had failed to intercept the pre-dawn missile attack by Houthis on Saturday. 16 people were injured in the attack, forcing many to leave their homes. The strike on Tel Aviv basically marked the second attack on Israel by the Iranian-backed Houthis this week. The Houthis claim they are acting in solidarity with Palestinians who are embroiled in a conflict with Israel and Hamas in Gaza.
As we acted forcefully against the terror arms of Iran's evil axis, so we will act against the Houthis. Only in this case, we are not acting alone. The US and other countries see the Houthis as a threat not only to international shipping, but to the international order. Therefore, we will act forcefully with determination and sophistication. I tell you, even if it takes time, the result will be the same result as against the other terror arms.
Netanyahu's latest comments came after the US claimed it launched airstrikes targeting Yemen's rebel-held capital Sana'a hours after the Houthis hit Tel Aviv. According to the US Central Command, the targeted strikes included a Houthi missile storage center and a command and control facility. In addition to the airstrikes, US forces also intercepted and destroyed multiple Houthi drones and an anti-ship cruise missile over the Red Sea. Analysts saying the action by the US demonstrates its commitment to protecting its interests and allies in the region. Meanwhile, Yemen's Houthi military spokesman, Yahya Sarriah, claiming that they had targeted the aircraft carrier USS Harry S. Truman and accompanying destroyers in the Red Sea. They claimed the operation resulted in the downing of an F-18 aircraft. Contradicting Houthis' claims, US military says that 2 US Navy pilots were shot down over the Red Sea in an apparent case of friendly fire. United States Central Command saying that a full investigation is underway into the incident.
The armed forces have successfully thwarted an American-British attack on our country, during which the USS Harry S. Truman aircraft carrier and several of its destroyers were targeted in conjunction with the start of the aggressive attack on our country last night. The operation was executed with 8 cruise missiles and 17 drones, and by the grace of Allah, the operation resulted in first, the downing of an F-18 aircraft, while the destroyers were attempting to intercept Yemeni drones and missiles.
The latest escalation comes as Israeli jets launched a series of strikes against energy and port infrastructure in Yemen on December 19. Israeli officials said this was in response to hundreds of missile and drone attacks launched by the Houthis since the beginning of the Gaza war 14 months ago. And as the war in West Asia spills over, the Israeli government shared images of Netanyahu's security cabinet meeting in northern Israel on Sunday, where the officials examined weapons and war materials it said were seized in the south of Lebanon. They also visited a mock tunnel and a mock command center that the Prime Minister's office said was similar to those found during operations in Lebanon. And highlighting the worsening aid situation, aid group Oxfam has said that out of the 34 trucks of food and water given permission to enter North Gaza Governorate over the past 2 months, only 12 trucks managed to complete the task. Oxfam has blamed deliberate delays and systematic obstructions by the Israeli military. And for the latest, we asked our correspondent Jody Cohen about Israel's response to accusations that it is limiting food and water into Gaza. Listen in.
So Israel rejects accusations that it's not allowing food to enter, and I've been in touch with COGAT, which is the agency that coordinates between Gaza and Israel. They said throughout the war that Israel has facilitated more than 1.2 million tons of aid entering Gaza, including 920,000 tons of food, 52,000 tons of water and 30,000 tons of medical supplies. Now, I asked specifically about the average number of calories per person per day entering Gaza, and COGAT said that the average was 2,750 calories per person per day, and that Israel will continue efforts to facilitate the humanitarian response for the civilian population in Gaza and to increase aid to them. Now, they've said that any distribution issues is the result of aid organisations not collecting the aid and terror groups stealing it. And Israel has said that there's, for example, a Hamas video showing Hamas digging up water pipes to turn them into rockets. Now, Israel holds Hamas responsible for the humanitarian situation in Gaza for starting the war on the 7th of October with the massacre in Israel and for still holding 100 hostages.
To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.